So, in today's lecture, we are going to discuss uh, again a very fundamental process in central dogma of molecular biology is transcription. Now, as we know that DNA replicates to form a DNA is known as replication, while when DNA transcribed into RNA is known as transcription, and when this RNA translates into a protein is known as translation. So this is a transcription, this is a transcription. So in previous lecture we have discussed about RNA, DNA to DNA synthesis, that is a DNA replication, and now in this lecture we are discussing a second step of central dogma, that is a DNA to RNA with the help of RNA polymerase known as transcription. So what is transcription basically? When an RNA is transcribed into, when a DNA, double-stranded DNA is transcribed into RNA which is complementary to a template strand and similar to the non-template strand of DNA. So we are having 5' to 3' DNA and 3' to 5' another strand DNA. So this is a DNA, or if we take this DNA or gene fragment in two direction. So for understanding, we are knowing this 5' to 3' strand as a coding strand, or it is also known as sense strand, or it is also known as non-template strand. So why it is known as coding strand, sense strand, non-template strand, we are discussing soon. So the complementary strand, suppose here is A, the complementary will be T, and if here is a G, the complementary will be C. So likewise, this is a complementary strand, that is 3' to 5' is known as, so non-coding strand, non-coding strand, or non-sense strand, or it is known as template strand. So therefore, why we are saying it is a coding strand and it is a non-coding strand, whereas we are saying it as a non-template and this is a template strand. So take an example. Suppose we are having 5' A, T, G, C, T, A, DNA strand, 5' to 3' DNA strand, and we know that the complementary strand will be E, A, G complementary with C, C complementary with G. Again, you can also, if you know, if you are very well known about DNA structure, you can draw the complementary strand. So T complementary with A complementary with T, and again A complementary with T. So it is a 3' to 5' strand. because as we know that DNA is anti-parallel in a structure. So what we are saying, this strand is a coding, sense and non-template strand. On another hand, we are saying non-coding and template strand. So if there is a, or when there is a transcription, or when there is a synthesis of RNA from this DNA strand, so it is just complementary to the 3' to 5' strand. Why? Because we are seeing it as a template strand. So if we take it as a template strand, so as RNA polymerase using this 3' to 5' strand as a template strand, so it will become, so this strand will become T, A, C, G, A, T, T. So this is what we have drawn. This 3' to 5' strand is unwinded during transcription, that we are discussing in initiation and elongation part of this transcription. Now when this double stranded DNA is unwinded to synthesis newly synthesis RNA, so here if it is a complementary strand 3' to 5' strand, this same strand we have drawn in a unwinded form. So this 3' and as we discussed, there is a enzyme RNA polymerase which will bind complementary nucleotides within a RNA on the basis of template strand. So the newly synthesized RNA will be having T complementary with A. Next, A is complementary with T. But as we know that in RNA, thymine is replaced by uracil. So at the place of thymine there will be uracil. At the place of guanine, at the place of cytosine C there will be guanine, and complementary C again, complementary U again, complementary A, and complementary A again. So this is a 5' to 3' RNA. Or more clearly, if we draw this RNA in linear form, so we get 5' A, U, G, C, U, A, A. So this is a 5' to 3' RNA. So we are getting 5' to 3' RNA A, U, G, C, U, A, A. So by comparing this RNA 5' to 3' RNA with 5' to 3' strand of DNA, we are getting A is similar, T which is replaced by uracil in RNA as we know, so it is again similar, G is again similar, C is again similar, T is replaced by uracil again similar, A. So it means that RNA polymerase in a transcription using this 3' to 5' strand as a template strand, and therefore it is a non-coding strand, or it is known as template strand. So why it is non-coding? Because so whatever will be the information present in a 5' to 3' strand is similar to the 5' 3' strand of DNA. That's why it is known as coding strand, because whatever will be the information present in the 5' to 3' strand of DNA, it is similar in a 5' to 3' RNA. So that's why it is known as coding strand, and a template strand is known as non-coding strand. So next is the sense strand and non-sense strand. Why it is known as sense strand? Because whatever may be the genetic information present in a 5' to 3', or whatever may be the sense or information present in a 5' to 3' strand, is exactly or similarly copied in a transcribed RNA. So that's why it is known as a sense strand. And as we have discussed, this RNA polymerase is not using this 5 prime to 3 prime strand as a template strand. It is only using 3 prime to 5 prime strand as a template. That's why it is known as template. This strand is known as 5 prime to 3 prime is known as non-template, and 3 prime to 5 prime as a template strand. So this is what about introductory or the basic concept about transcription. Now if we take one exercise, or if we take one question which can be solved on the basis of this basic concept. So if I am having 5 prime to 3 prime RNA with A, U, G, G, C, C, U. So this is what transcribed RNA is present with me, or we are having this sequence. Now what will be the DNA sequence in 3 prime to 5 prime direction from this mRNA? So to solve this question or to solve this problem, just we have to see that, or we have to know that, or already we have seen that the whatever may be the information present in RNA in 5 prime to 3 prime direction is similarly, or it is similar in a DNA with 5 prime to 3 prime direction, except thymine is replaced by uracil. So let's draw 5 prime to 3 prime strand of DNA. So 5 prime of DNA, A is common, U is replaced by T. Again G, G, C, C, U is replaced by T, 3 prime. So this is what 5 prime to 3 prime strand of DNA. Now what we are asked to calculate 3 prime to 5 prime strand of, or what will be the 3 prime to 5 prime strand of DNA. So for this we have to just take, or if you are knowing the complementary rule of DNA, so we have to draw its complementary strand, that is adenine binds with thymine, thymine binds with adenine, G binds with C, again guanine binds with C, C binds with G, C binds with G, and T binds with A. As it is a 3 prime, it will be a 5 prime. So this is what we have to calculate, or this is what we are asked to calculate. Now from the many competitive exams, they are asking, or they are giving RNA strand, and they are asking to draw 5 prime to 3 prime strand of, or what will be the 5 prime to 3 prime strand of parent DNA, or they will ask to 3 prime to 5 prime strand of parent DNA, or there may be different questions that what will be the sequence of coding strand, what will be the sequence of non-coding, or what will be the sequence of template strand. So on the basis of this basic concept, there may be a different question. So this is what about coding strand, sense strand, non-template, non-coding, nonsense, and template strand. So now we will discuss with another very important aspect related to transcription. So as we know that DNA 5 prime to 3 prime, 3 prime to 5 prime is transcribed into mRNA with the help of enzyme very fundamental enzyme, that is the RNA polymerase. So this is a very important enzyme that is recognizing the initiation site on DNA, or where should it can bind to transcribe a functional gene, and where it can stop, that is termination site, or where the gene expression should be stopped. So this RNA polymerase basically having different subunit, that is alpha, beta and omega. So if we draw the structure of different subunits, so this is an DNA 5' to 3' DNA under transcription by this RNA polymerase enzyme. So and complementary strand will be 3' to 5'. So as we have discussed, there are 5 basic subunits of this RNA polymerase. So alpha 1, alpha 2, beta dash and omega. So these are the basic subunits of RNA polymerase. So what is subunits? Just we will take a look of this. So as you know that most of the enzymes or maximum enzymes are made up of a protein. So these proteins are having their functional role, or their structure to functional relationship is strongly coordinated, because for any mature protein or any protein which is fully functional under any biological system is when it is acquiring tertiary or quaternary structure. Now, as you know that primary structure, in primary structure there is a linear chain of amino acid. When this primary structure is arranged or rearranged into alpha helix and beta sheet, it will with a loop it will become a secondary structure, and with these secondary structures with different turns, loops, they are rearranged further into more conformational, thermodynamically stable structure. They are entering into tertiary structure. Now, this more than one tertiary structure, or we can say these subunits are in a tertiary structure individually. So more than one tertiary structure, it is known as quaternary structure, means repeated units of alpha, beta, so alpha helix, beta sheet, turns and loops are giving rise to a quaternary structure. So as we know that the different subunits are very important to governing the function of that enzyme. So RNA polymerase, the name itself is suggesting RNA polymerase. So RNA means the molecule which is synthesized by this enzyme. Poly means many and merase means a monomers. So the many monomers of ribonucleotides were added in a chain is known as RNA polymerase. So by defining this, we have also seen its subunit composition and how it is coordinated with each other to give rise to a functional quaternary structure. So alpha 2, beta dash, each subunit is having their own function. So alpha subunit is recognizing, and beta dash, they are initiating the transcription. Then alpha 2 is again involved in unwinding strand, and omega structure, which is not very known its function, but it is predicted that it is involved in making the assembly quite stable. So therefore, this is a subunit distribution and their function of RNA polymerase. Now this RNA polymerase binds to DNA at a specific site. This is a 5 prime to 3 prime and 3 prime to 5 prime strand. So RNA polymerase transcribe RNA into 5 prime to 3 prime direction with the help of a template in 3 prime to 5 prime direction. So this is what we have also seen as coding strand is synthesized. Coding strand exactly is copied or transferred into RNA, and 3 prime to 5 prime strand is used as a template. So this is what a very basic and what we can say introductory part to this RNA polymerase. Now RNA polymerase binds to a specific site on DNA known as promoter or initiation site, where it has CAT box, Tata box, very rich and highly conservative sequence where it is binding and then unwinding a DNA strand, as we have discussed in an example, and transcribing a nascent or newly 5 prime to 3 prime RNA, and at the termination site or at a T site, which is again a very specific and highly conserved sequence in a gene or a DNA, where this newly synthesized RNA plus DNA plus this RNA polymerase and newly synthesized mRNA gets separated as a product of transcription. So this is a basic overview of an transcription, where a detailed initiation, elongation and termination we will discuss in the next lecture. So during this, if you have any question or any doubt, you can write or reply in the comment.